Today, I'm going to show you how to properly adjust the steering head bearings on a 2004 Harley Davidson Ultra Classic. If you watch the videos of me doing the makeover on this bike, I replaced the steering head bearings. They're a little too tight. I don't think they're off by much, but they are off and I do need to adjust them. To start this process of adjusting the bearings, we're going to remove the outer fairing. The radio needs to come out. The front air dam has to be removed, and the clutch cable should be removed off of the bike to allow the front end to swing freely. Pinch bolts need to be loosened. These are already loose on both sides. You're going to hit that tab away from the nut, and then you're going to loosen the nut. The tricky part is to get underneath this lip here. The bearing adjuster is underneath this lip here. You can actually get access to it from back here. I'm not going to be able to show you this on video. It's too tight, but I can show it to you on the paperwork. So this is your bearing adjustment nut. It's underneath that plate or the top fork. And that's what we're going to do with this chisel. I made this chisel, I bent it in 2 different angles so I can get underneath that plate, touch that lip, and move this adjusting nut. Now the book says to use a welding rod. I don't have any welding rods, so the chisel it is modified to do this job. So using this chisel and a small hammer, this is going to go underneath, get on that nub, then I'm just going to tap it slowly to get that adjusting nut to move. Now I have to loosen that adjusting nut a little bit, so we're going to tap it from the right side because I'm going in through the back. The book says to go in through the front here, but with this chisel it's easier for me to go in through the back, so we're going to do it on the right side, and I'm going to tap it forward or counterclockwise, which is loosening. Okay, I think I have it adjusted now. We're going to try it. So we're going to go left, should go right, left, and right again. There you go. I'm happy with that adjustment. The book calls for 60 to 80 foot-pounds on this nut right here. I'm going to do 80. And I'm going to check it just one last time, see if I'm still good to go. And I think I'm good to go. It's not much, but it does turn in 3 different directions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to tighten the pinch bolts on the forks. It's 30 to 35 foot-pounds. Make sure the fork rubber bushings or stops are all the way in the down position on the forks. Now I can go ahead and get the radio and everything buttoned back up. All right, she's back together. I'm just going to go over a couple of things. According to the book, you need to use a center stand, jack the motorcycle up. Both wheels have to be off the ground about the same distance. I probably should have removed the throttle cables, but I didn't. It might be a good idea to take the throttle cables off, but that's a lot of work. And but it would allow this to swing even more freely. The book says turn it all the way left till it hits a stop, let it go. It's supposed to turn right, left, and then right again. If it doesn't turn right, left, and then right, stop somewhere, doesn't have to be perfectly center, it's over tight. If it only goes right and stops, or goes right and left and stops, it's too tight. You need to loosen those bearings. Loosen or tighten that adjusting nut 1 or 2 notches at a time. I think I only moved it like maybe 2 notches. Just, I don't know, man, maybe 1/4 of an inch, if that. And that was enough to get this in spec, or where I felt was in spec. Because on the book, when you're swinging this, it doesn't tell you how far it should swing or not swing. On this model anyways, it just tells you that it should go from complete left to right to left to right and stop in the center somewhere. That's all it tells you. When you tighten the top nut, check it again to make sure your adjustment's still okay. because tightening that nut 60 to 80 foot-pounds could change the adjustment on the bearings a little bit. One other thing I would like to say is if you're not sure about doing this job, I don't recommend you do it. You don't want to mess this up. I mean, front steering head bearings are very important. Obviously, it holds your whole front end on and makes a big difference as you're going down the road. From what I've learned, if the front steering head bearings are too tight, it could cause you to get a small wobble going over bumps or ruts in the road. And of course, if it's loose, the whole front end can do all kinds of weird stuff. Shake, feel loose on you and whatnot. I think I got it where I need it to be. As you've seen, it doesn't really, on that third swing, it doesn't really swing over much, but it does swing over now and it didn't before. Before, when I tested it, if I remember correctly, it went right, left. Now it goes right, left, and then back to right. So I'm happy where it's at. I mean, this is not rocket science, but you can mess it up if you're not sure. So if you're not sure, get somebody to help you or send it to the shop. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope this was helpful. You all, comments, questions, subscribe to the channel if you like. I'll catch you all later. God bless.